Are you excited about that, buddy? Are you excited? You got water right there? Huh? Good morning, friends and family, or afternoon, whatever time you're watching this video. Today we are finally taking care of our water issue. If you've seen past videos, we have a water spigot in that barn over there, and when we were running our electrical boxes right there, we hit the water line so many times, and we were in just such a hurry to get everything connected back up, we didn't end up connecting this line up. I have a video on me dousing, trying to find that water line. It didn't seem to work for me. It sounds like it works for a lot of other people, but so we're going the excavator route. At the same time, I'm gonna start right here. You can see I've already started digging. I got my main water line there, so I know it's there. So we're gonna bring it all the way across the road here. We're gonna tee it off to the corner of the barn so I can put a yard hydrant there, and then we're gonna connect it back up into there. And then if we have time later today, I'm going to take water from the house right there, right in front where the trailer's at, and we're gonna dig all the way over to the garden so I can put our yard hydrant right there. Big huge piece of slate. If you're asking yourself, well, Zach, why don't you put a smaller bucket? These are some pretty big holes for the water lines, and you'd be right. Those are way too big for a water line. You don't need to make a trench that big, but that's all that the rental place had. So we're digging some deep trenches. You might be asking yourself, hey Zach, why aren't you using a ditch witch? Well, ditch witch and the excavator cost the exact same to rent per day, and an excavator is much more comfortable than towing behind a ditch witch all day long. We got our main line right there. Coming over to here, teeing off for the barn, for the small barn where the pigs are at, teeing back off for the big barn where the cows and the chickens are at. And then totally separate from that, I'm gonna start digging right here by the house. The water line's right behind that trailer there, and then we're gonna take it all the way over to the garden, so that way we have a yard hydrant right in there. whole run done to the garden. Man, I love using these excavators. This is so much fun. To anybody that hasn't rented an excavator because they're a little afraid that it's big machinery, just do it. You'll learn along the way, and it's a ton of fun. So much better than ditch witch. I'm so glad I rented the excavator. And it worked out because my neighbor had a water line he needed to run, so we split the price of it and didn't even use it for the full day. This is pretty interesting. Look at the color of this soil. And look at the color of this soil. So this is our main driveway right here, but now that I've cut a ditch through our little roundabout here, I'm gonna probably lay the pipe from here to here and backfill some of this. This was kind of last minute. Neighbor needed an excavator, I need an excavator, so we decided just to do it today before any of the rain comes. So I'm just gonna lay some of the pipe in there and backfill it. I don't have enough pipe to do everything today, so I might have to go back in the ditches with a hand shovel and everything, and dig out any mud that fell in and collapsed during the rains. So I'm gonna go get the pipe from my stash in the shop and then backfill everything on top of that. Oh, this is muddy and it's starting to rain, so I'm not gonna film this part. You'll see me backfill it.
Days later.
It's a beautiful sunny day today. I'm out here again working on this project, hopefully gonna finish it up today, but I've got to get all the water taken out of these holes. Morning, Penelope. But you can see we got ponds in the yard right now because it downpoured after I dug all those. Luckily I backfilled a lot of it, but there was quite a bit of it that didn't get backfilled. So I'm gonna get everything dug up so I can make all my connections. I'll leave the final connection so that way I turn the water off for only a little bit, make that connection, turn the water back on, and we'll test everything. Well, we found the water line to the house. There it is. Here's my PEX water line. I put that in. All right, now that we got this side dug up, let's go dig up the other side, run the pipe through the trench, get the yard hydrant hooked up, and then we'll leave this last connection for when we turn off the water, so that way I can just make this connection and then the connection over that way, and it'll be real quick. Here we've got our Woodford 2-foot yard hydrant, 3 of them actually. We've got all our fittings and ties and some screws and PEX gun, drill, cutters, channel locks, all that good stuff. And then here we've got our 300-foot roll of 1-inch black poly. This is expensive. There it is. It's beautiful. You got your pipe thread, you got your pipe dope, got our channel locks. You wanna do it? You wanna do it? What are you doing, Prince? What are you doing, buddy? Huh? What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? You're gonna mess up my threads. All right. One more turn. There you have it. All right, we've got 3 of these to install. There they are. One's going in the big barn, one's going right next to the small barn, one over by the garden. So I'm so excited for this. I'm so tired of running a hose from our house to everything that we need it to. Thankfully, we do have water in our big shop, which has been pretty convenient actually. Now I'm over here at the garden. I got my black poly pipe here. Got my yard hydrant. I've just got it sitting in the fence so it's a little off the ground. I got to make this connection right here, but this doesn't fit here. So what you got to do, you got to take your torch, heat this pipe up, slide that fitting on, and then we use our hose clamps. So you just want to stay a good distance away. Oh yeah. And I've got these new hose clamps. I've never used these before, but the guy at the plumbing supply house said that these are the next best thing. So a lot better than those other hose clamps that you see that always strip. If you're ever looking for a really cool bit holder, I'm pretty sure this is in the electrical section at Home Depot and Lowe's, and I think it's supposed to hold like wire nuts and stuff, but it works really well to hold all your bits and everything. Oh wow. Yeah, that's tight. I don't think that's going anywhere. Because we're in the garden here, I'm gonna build out some kind of wood form so that way I can screw the yard hydrant kind of close to the post, so that'll hold it in place so when you're messing with it, it doesn't move around like crazy. But I also need to go get the tractor, and I need to lay a bunch of gravel down first, and then I'll set that yard hydrant in place, and then we need to do gravel in this hole right here, because on the bottom of this yard hydrant, you can see that right there. What that does is when you turn on the yard hydrant, water's gonna come out, and when you turn it back off, it needs to drain, which makes this freeze proof, because all the water is gonna drain out of here and it's gonna drain out that siphon. And so if you just bury this in dirt, that siphon will get clogged and you won't be able to drain out that pipe. So you wanna make sure when you're doing this, you put tons and tons of gravel in this hole. Very important. I got the tractor over here. I got some gravel in the bucket there, but I need some wood. I need some clamps to hold that hydrant up against that post there. So I'm gonna go over here to the hardware store. Welcome to the hardware store. Usually doesn't have what you need. Doesn't cost a dime, but it's open 24 hours. Let's see what we got. Which one was it in? Not in that one. Not in that one. Ooh. Ooh, hello. I think we need one of those. Maybe those. Those might be too big though. But we'll still take them. We can make them work either way. Let's go to the lumber yard over here. What do we got? I don't like that. Let's see what this is. A couple of these. This one looks pretty good. That one looks good, huh? Look at that. Some nice free lumber. Thank you, come again. Since we're in the garden, how about we see how the garlic's doing? See a couple. There's one. There's one. I even mulched it. They just keep coming through it. It's gotten pretty warm. We had that really cold spell, that like -7-degree weather, and then the other day it was like almost 70 degrees, which was wild. But today we're getting back down to normal temperatures for winter. I think it's like 30 degrees today, so that feels really hot compared to -7. Well, I'm gonna put a little base layer of gravel down first. I think I'm gonna put this yard hydrant somewhere about there, so that way I have room back here to open this guy up. So that's about where we need to leave this one for now. You don't want to cover your hole up before you test everything. So next I'm going to take this big spool. I do not like this part, and I'm going to run it all the way over to the house, way up there, get it ready to get connected, and then we'll move on to the barns. Look at those muddy boots. Look at those. Cold 300-foot roll black poly is not easy to string. But we made it all the way down. Whew. So I'm just gonna leave this pipe right here because there's live water in that, obviously, to the house. So I'm gonna wait till I shut off everything and then I'll make this connection. But next I'm gonna catch my breath. Next I'm gonna go over to the small barn, go over to the big barn. We'll install these other yard hydrants right here. Get everything hooked up so that way we only have 2 connections on the main line and it'll go a lot quicker that way. Hey buddy. This hole is, we've got a yard hydrant that's gonna go right here, but this hole is just full of water right now. So I'm gonna go get the submersible pump, get that all pumped out. In the meantime, you can see those little water lines sticking up right there. That's where it tees off, goes to the other barn in here. So I'm gonna get that all connected up, and while this is pumping, we'll just keep moving along and then we'll come back to this one. Oh, let's try and do this without falling in. Hey cows, hey chickens. This is the old hydrant. I wish I would have kept it. I don't know what brand it is. Oh, it's a Woodford too. See, that was a good hydrant. But when I was excavating, I pulled the thing and I bent the pipe. So got to install a new one, sadly. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be savable. Take our pipe, squeeze it on in there. I think I'm going to turn this one to the side here because I think it's just going to be too close. Oh yeah, nice and sturdy. Let's go over to the other yard hydrant, go to the small barn over here and see if our puddle's emptied at all. Hey buddy. Yep. I think we're pretty much there. There we go. Hey puppy. Hey little girl. Oh, that's the puppy. This is the T where it goes to our main line, goes to the small barn, goes to the big barn. And this is the last connection I gotta make until I can make my 2 mainline final connections. So just gonna cut some off here. If you're wondering, you know, you guys up in Minnesota and Michigan, our frost line here is about 15 inches, 15, 18 inches out here. So it's not, we don't need to put it 4 feet. Hey buddy. Prince is definitely the best helper. He's got to come inspect everything. He's the boss. Look good, Teddy? Hey, don't be causing trouble. There's my tee. That one goes to the main line. That one goes to the small barn. This one goes to the big barn. It's 12:24 now. I'm gonna go eat some lunch. When I come back from lunch, shut off all the water and make our final connections. Let's go turn this water off. That's the main line. Want to say hi to everybody? Huh? It's Copper. Almost there. There it is. Time to check for leaks. No leaks. No leaks. No leaks. No leaks. No leaks. Hey chickens. Hey Rosie. Hey Maple. Hey Oak. Hey buddy. You guys excited to get some water? You excited to have water in the barn? Yeah. I don't think they care that much. As long as they have water in their bowl, they don't care where it comes from. No leaks, which is awesome. Next, I'm gonna go take the tractor. I'm gonna get a bunch of gravel in there and I'm gonna cover those connections with gravel and then I'll start to backfill. Doesn't that just look nice? I only tore up my yard a lot, so that's okay. We had the septic put in this year, or well actually last year now, in 2022, so we were gonna have to seed the lawn quite a bit anyway. This is like our actual front yard. We don't really use this as pasture, so we want to keep that really nice. But man, it's a good feeling when you put a ton of work into something, a little bit of money. It actually isn't that expensive to do all this, shockingly. Between all 3 yard hydrants and gosh, probably about 450 feet of water line, all the connections and everything, I think we were into it about $800, somewhere around there. So to me, that sounds pretty good. Somebody would have charged a lot of money to do that. See, I can run my hose right up here, hook it up right here, open that up. This just keeps the pigs from chewing on it while I fill up their water. Hey, you excited about that, Bert? Are you excited about that, buddy? Are you excited? You got water right there? Huh? Yep. Are you excited about that, Penelope? Huh? 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 Yep. They said they're excited about that. You know, it's easy to take for granted how much we all have, you know, in today's world where everything's so crazy and it looks like everything's ugly and, you know, everything's going down the hole. But like we have high running water pressure. Like everybody's got water, everybody's got food. I don't know, it's just the small things that you kind of take for granted, and when you have them, man, I just being able to do that, I really appreciate that. It's just the small things, you know. It's been kind of a pain running water all the way from the house, especially over all the way to the cattle. This is like 100-foot barn, so, and then, you know, another 250 feet to the house. So there it is. This is the one for the cows. You just turn it on like that. There it is. It's not the greatest pressure right now because I'm running 2 of them, but Man, that's exciting. Man, what an absolute mess I made. Ashlyn's gonna be so mad. Just kidding. She's gonna be really happy that we have water now. She's probably tired of me complaining about it. But I am extremely muddy now. Need to go wash everything, clean myself up. So, well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the videos. We'll see you in the next one.